All right, guys, welcome back. All right, so this video is going to be a long-winded video. I want to be upfront. This is going to be one of those videos where you're going to want to sit down, relax, grab some mochi, grab some popsicle sticks, Taco Bell. I don't care what you eat. Happy Finance Friday. So, over the last few days, there was an auction that ended on eBay from PWCC, a PSA 10 Alpha Black Lotus, actually on auction, no reserve, sold for $500,000 plus, $511,000, something like that. And the world is just going crazy over it. Absolutely nuts. Obliterating the previous sale made by us on eBay for $250,000, but it was a signed copy of the Alpha Black Lotus. And that I'll explain more and talk more about my analysis, where I think the market's going to head, and well, you better be ready. Get your note paper out. You better learn something today.
Vintage Magic. Game, collect, invest. For more information about our consulting and professional services, visit vintagemagic.com.
All right, guys, welcome back. It's me, Daniel, with vintagemagic.com. And for those of you who do not know what my channel is all about, I talk mostly about Magic the Gathering finance, investing, collecting. I do appraisals, consultations. I sell high-end Magic cards. And yeah, I've traveled all over the world, meeting some awesome players, collectors, investors. You name it, I've pretty much done it. But I really enjoy talking about these topics. Today is all about this PSA 10 Alpha Black Lotus that sold for $511,000 US, for the love of God, on eBay, on auction a couple days ago from PWCC, the biggest auction house for internet online for graded cards. So let's talk about a couple of things. Number one, what's really funny about this is the owner of the card, a friend of mine, he's from Chicago, I'm just gonna leave it at that, who sold the card. He purchased the card from me, or one or two, I forgot. I sold him one PSA 10 Alpha Lotus, and I graded one of them. You know what? It's fuzzy because I've graded 2 of the 7 PSA 10s or 3 of the 7. I don't remember. Okay, but at least 2. Anyway, I remember going to Chicago years ago, meeting the guy. Sold a lot of cards to the guy at the time. Wild West, and I think I sold it for like under 15K, probably like 14K, something like some number that is absolutely laughable in today's numbers, right? And I look back at it all, and I'm like, you know, people would look back like, well, Dan, you should have held it for like, I think that was like 9 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, just about. And people would probably laugh at me and be like, well, Dan, why did you do that? Why didn't you hold on to everything? And, you know, realize something very important. When you are investing money in cards, you have to still sell and build that business. At that time in Magic, the cards in Alpha Lotuses were probably under 2K, mint condition, plus or minus. Graded copies were probably 2,500. Y'all ready? Okay, wait, let me do a video. We're going to go. Okay, hold on a second. Nick, come on. I got to do my... Okay, all right. You want to say hi to everybody first? Say hi.
Hi.
Nick is 4. Okay. What day is it today? Friday?
Friday.
Okay. Go in the car. We're going to go to the beach, okay? Go to McDonald's.
I hate you.
Okay, I love you. Okay, go.
Say
I love you. Say I love you, everybody.
I love you, everybody.
Okay, go. Okay, go. Scotty, go. All right, guys, of course. All right, guys, sorry about the interruption. All right, so back at it. So years ago, I sold this PSA 10 Alpha Black Lotus. I don't remember if that was the one I sold him or he bought it on eBay years ago. Nonetheless, what an incredible sale. Absolutely, congratulations to my friend in Chicago. Here's the deal. Eventually, you have to take profits. It doesn't matter if this gentleman took profits and the person that bought it now is going to sell it later on or flip it. I'm not sure. Whatever you do in life, you have to take profits somewhere. Otherwise, it just doesn't make any kind of sense. You might as well just become a hoarder and, collect it for the rest of your life, which is perfectly fine, by the way. People that are collectors and are real collectors who want to hold it for a long term, don't really care about selling it. And they, I call them hoarding as in, they like to just buy multiples of or different cards. That's fine too. You have a massive amount of, a massive collection. Doesn't matter if it's Star Wars, Beanie Babies, comics, Transformers. Doesn't matter what you invest in. There's lots of people that want to get into the collectible market that way. So I look at this sale as kind of a hallmark of time because it had so much visibility. All right, so another thing was I sold the PSA 10 Alpha Black Lotus signed by Christopher Rush on the card. Now, one big discrepancy I noticed was online, it kept saying signed by Christopher Rush. Understand that the signature that was on the PSA 10 Alpha Lotus that recently sold for $500,000, that was signed on the case. And it does not affect the card at all, because on the case you can just wipe it off with some rubbing alcohol, nail polish remover, and voila, it's gone. But you want to leave it on there. It has a provenance to it. Kind of cool because Christopher Rush obviously passed away, and it leaves kind of a historical factor. So people have asked me, is this sale a valid sale? Is it worthy? Now, first off, I don't know. I haven't talked to PWCC if it's done, but I've heard enough buzz about it. They also vetted the sale. So keep in mind, what happened was, originally when the auction happened, this car went to like $300,000, $700,000 to $1 million. But you'll notice that all the bidders were like, it was private, but it was such weird bidding action. And the auction had still 9 days left or 8 days left or something, really quick, right? And they finally deleted those bids, and it was hovering around 300,000, 310,000 for a while. And then it finally had the final bids to around the $500,000 mark. So one thing I noticed was PWCC only at the last 24 hours, there was a requirement of vetting the bids. So they really, obviously it's high profile. They obviously are monitoring the auction. So I'm guessing that it's sold. We have to assume that. Assuming that it's sold and everything, I would say this is a great indicator of where the market has come from even last year. See, last year, when Ramal purchased his PSA 10 Alpha Sign Lotus, the market was different. People were restructuring their business. Remember, Corona was kind of just beginning or evolving. There wasn't the vaccine yet. The political thing was still going on. So lots of people needed to reshuffle assets and money at the time. And remember, I brokered this deal, and I still actually have the card in my bank vault, and I need to actually meet Ramal here. And I'm trying to find a way to go to Spain, but there's restrictions now still, because, I think Biden recently put some restrictions on travel. So once that all happens, I'm able to do that. I meet Ramal. We're going to do some crazy fun videos and talk about it, play some Magic. I'm excited about that. I actually talked to him, I think, yesterday or something, or today. And, I really had a good time just hoping that we could connect again, and actually meet him in person and all that. So we're having some plans. Nothing's set in stone yet. So yes, I think that, the market, you have to understand, the market has evolved into this cryptocurrency evolution, where Bitcoin, for example, was sitting around $3,000 at one point. And then obviously 15 or 17,000 in December 2020, right? And then out of nowhere, it just skyrockets to the moon to 42,000. And then went down to 30,000. Now it's 35,000. I don't know today. Regardless of what you've done or how you've got in, the world has changed, right? The money has changed. Another thing is that collectibles itself, I'm not even talking about this Magic, as Michael Jordan rookie cards, Mickey Mantle, every record you could ever imagine, Wayne Gretzky rookie card, all these cards, all the records you have seen have obliterated the previous prices. In fact, it's almost like if you buy it on auction and then resell it next time, it's going to go up more. It's absolutely insane. People don't care about the buyer's premium. People don't care about if it's sales tax. They just want in. I talked about my other videos, and I'll mention it again, that it's reshuffling of assets. People are taking money out of gold, silver, palladium, those assets, those ETFs, whatever. People are taking money out of their stock market. They have cash on the sidelines. They're trading, they're reshuffling other collectibles, meaning they're selling Star Wars, Pokemon, whatever into, Magic or baseball cards, or diversifying. Flesh and blood is a thing now, apparently. There's so many little moving targets. I mean, we could create a video and it would last for hours, right? So keep that in mind, right? Now, another thing was the Pokemon boom. I have to say it. I didn't say in my other videos long enough. Pokemon is absolutely on fire in general and has kept on fire since last year. Beginning of 2020, it was like, okay, prices were hovering, like a base set unlimited box, 5K maybe, right? 5K range. Now they sell for 25K, 5X profit, and they were doing that around September, October of 2020. So that fast of a markup. PSA 10, Charizard, first edition. The original record was 50K, 60K. Oh, screw that. It went up to 150K. Oh, then there was one that sold for, I think, about 400K. What the hell's going on? YouTubers have been influential in the situation. Steve Aoki now is opening up boxes. The famous, he does EDM music. Great guy. I actually bumped into him in Vegas at a sushi place. Logan Paul opened a box. All this craziness is going on, right? So a lot of star power, internet fame is money, and all this hype is going on. And then, obviously, the situation recently with like the GameStop and the AMC and all the Nokia and BlackBerry, all these companies and stocks that are really just, battered down. Now they're going crazy in some way. There's this Wall Street, David and Goliath fight, hedge funds versus the people, right? And there's so much money being printed. The interest rates are low. I think Janet Yellen got into the office, the Fed chairman. So look, the bottom line is the situation that's happening is a multitude of things. One is you have the economy still the same way it was last year, but really the vaccine is slow. It's coming to people, actually. I think the United States is starting to do it for the older generation first, and there's phases. And it's gonna, by the end of the year, you're gonna see a larger part of the population finally vaccinated. Now, am I confident travel and stuff is gonna change? But I would hope so. But the reality is, I don't think like magic shows are gonna exist. So the economy of staying at home, like Washington State, Seattle area where I'm from, is still stay at home. It's like they're rolling out a 25% capacity for restaurants again coming up. California is going to start doing that again, even though they had a huge spike in cases. So there's going to be big markets again that are changing their economies, and eventually the vaccine is going to hit and people can start living in a different way. So I think for now, this whole stay at home, buying frenzy, I got to invest, kind of FOMO, I'm going to miss out. I actually don't think it's a FOMO. See, a lot of people think that it's going to be like, I'm fear of missing out, but the problem is it going to just bubble up? It's not going to bubble this time. I have a huge, I kind of analyzed this a lot, and I have this opinion that, this is my opinion, okay? And again, I may be wrong, but it might be your opinion. It might not be your opinion, but I really feel like collectibles, the way it is not going to decline at these levels anymore, especially the marquee stuff. I keep talking about before about like the difference of what Rudy has, like the small boxes that, he spells, $89.99, $79.99 ship boxes versus an Alpha Black Lotus. Actually, I don't even think Rudy owns an Alpha Black Lotus. I have to do a video about that. I keep getting asked that. Does Rudy own an Alpha Black Lotus, and why not? I don't think he does. And the main reason why I don't think the phenomenon here is you have this smaller level investing with higher quantity, like he has lots of boxes and cases or whatever. And then you have a big card, one card, singular card that sells for $500,000. It's an interesting thing. And it's a different, I consider it like a casino. Most of us can't afford a $500,000 card. A lot of people can never afford a $500,000 card. Thus, you've seen like mythicmarkets.com, who've done like kind of crowdfunding of different high-end collectibles. Like they did an Alpha 9 Lotus, BGS, and they've done like comic books and sealed Magic product, whatever. Original art is even on there for Magic the Gathering. So it kind of like gives you the opportunity, right, to own a marquee high-end collectible, but in like fragments and like stock shares in some way. Not tradable yet, though, with them. So the whole industry is evolving, right? collectibles has become a mainstay, 100%. You have new companies, new businesses form. Even yourself, you might be watching this video. You might be buying and selling cards because you lost your job, or you might be, have a collection of Magic and you want to do it as a side business and get ahead. And I saw a young kid who bought a house because he sold his Pokemon cards. He created a Pokemon business. PokeRev, for example, I met that guy years ago. Sold him a bunch of stuff in Philadelphia, and he has created one of the biggest YouTube channels, like 250,000 subscribers, like overnight, and huge following now. Great guy, does mass box openings. It's crazy. Speaking of mass box openings, that's another thing that has occurred. You have people doing sports cards, Pokemon, others, some Magic stuff now. It's gotten to a point where the phenomenon of collectibles, if you've doubted it, you're an idiot. I'm telling you right now, do not doubt it. Just write it, because it's going to happen forever. Nostalgia, the whole wave of it's nostalgia. It's also the idea of getting away from the government assets regulated by like the SEC, the stock market, the IRS, whatever, right? When you own a piece of artwork or cards or something, there's no one knocking your door. Say, hey, how much does this grow? Hey, you have to pay property taxes on this? Oh, the land is appreciated. Oh, you got to pay more taxes. Remember the taxes. No, see, you don't have to do that. When you own a piece of property like a Michael Jordan rookie card, a Alpha Black Lotus, whatever, a Pokemon Charizard first edition, what you're doing is you're betting on the value of growth, speculation long term, and you don't have to deal with the constant taxes of growth. As it grows, you're not paying additional taxes. Remember that. You're not paying additional, additional like income tax or whatever. See, this is what people are realizing, that the income that you make is a finite amount in your life in some way. And think about this. If you make $100,000, $150,000, let's say, average for 30 years, let's say you get there, which is pretty hard to do, by the way. Let's say $100,000, right, is normal for your entire life. That's $3 million if it's 30 years. Do the math. Tax that, right? Consider college, buying a house, buying cars, traveling. What the hell do you have left to really retire off of? You have to you have to put your money on mutual funds, right? Stock market. But now collectibles, you're noticing the returns are so much more superior and so much faster. It's almost like a wild rush at a casino, right? So I also was mentioning again, kind of like people who are buying these cards at the larger scale, right? There's a lot of wealthy billionaires type of status, almost hundreds of millions of dollars, let's say, of collectors and investors coming in. And with Wall Street having the eye on it, I think baseball cards and stuff, Pokemon has been on the Wall Street news banners on CNBC now. People are now starting to realize and have the confidence that like collectible investing is here to stay. All right, I'm going to sum this up here in a second. All right, so where do we go from here? All right, so I have to say that the only direction I see this going for collectibles, and I know it sounds ridiculous, it's going to go higher. The day of $1 million Black Lotus, I said it before, I told my clients before it's going to happen, and I said it before. A lot of them trolled me, and they're not my clients anymore, and they're probably laughing now like, wow, Dan was right. I was right. I'm telling you. And those of you who support me on the Patreon or not on the Patreon, just message me on my website, vintagemagic.com. I appreciate your support. Side note, I'm going to be updating the website, doing some interesting things. I will be creating this thing called like a magic encyclopedia, type of a Wikipedia on the website. So it'll be like a one-stop shop for vintage, like art, artist proofs, graded cards, everything, but information. I'm going to give you as my information over the years. Lots of pictures, lots of analyzation, what's real, what's fake, something that, it's kind of cool for you guys to, hopefully, it'll be launched in 2021 this year, but you know how that goes for website. But in summary and all this stuff going on, I think what you can do right now is reshuffle your assets to get cash, if you don't have cash, by the way. And use that cash to do short-term trades. May it be, I wouldn't say this if you could trade the AMC thing, you could trade the Regal. Don't buy, not Regal, but the GameStop. You can't buy it and hold it long term. Terrible assets, but you can trade it and make some money. You can buy Bitcoin, either trade it, build a long position, and I think even collectibles. You can even buy it, trade it. There's customers who bought from me, sold it, made money, bought more stuff. That's how it goes. Now, you're always going to find areas that you have to collect, right? And, some of you guys, I talked about this before. Are you an investor or are you a collector? And if you're a collector, you're probably sitting here like, Dan, I don't want to sell anything. Because if I sell it, it's going to cost more. That's exactly what happens with houses, right? Is that if you got into the house market years ago and you sell it, you still need a place to live. Unless you rent or you're going to pass away or pass it out to your kids, you have to still sell it, right? So if you're a collector, it's hard. The hardest part right now for collectors is that the prices is gone crazy. So anything they bought previously is absolutely quadrupled in some way. And also, if you're a player, I feel you. If you're a player playing Magic the Gathering, the prices, go to my eBay store, eBay auctions right now below. I have eBay auctions running right now all the time. The prices are just skyrocketing, growing in general. I'm not saying like every card goes up like crazy, and it's not going to be like the Alpha Black Lotus thing. But I will say that there are cards that are going to keep growing in that kind of form. Now, I've said this all, and my last final summary of today's video is regarding the Alpha Black Lotus PSA 10. When it comes to marquee collectibles, people have thought about PSA or BGS for years. The population is 7. I think that includes the 2 signed ones for PSA 10 Alpha Lotuses. The 9.5, haven't looked at it for a while. I think it's under 50. Let's say under 50, okay? That's 7 to 50. A lot of you be like, well, Dan, that's because PSA is more rare. Well, understand, that's because Beckett, in terms of Magic as a whole, is much more of a respected brand in terms of the actual the subgrades and the case. We can go to that forever, right? But the community has bought into BGS, therefore the population is skewed. But why isn't the BGS cards going for $500,000? There are some 9.5s out there, right? That's a question, another video, another topic next week probably. That's another thing I want you guys to understand is that the reality is of all this, the PSA, BGS, the summary is that if you buy cards that are parabolic, that have the ability to go exponential, parabolic prices, that is something that is in that realm of just alpha, really, and some beta stuff, right? Unlimited, maybe, but not really, right? Seal product, I can see that growing somewhat slower, but graded cards, absolutely. Now, a lot of people think, well, I could just buy, like Rudy does. He buys Weatherlight boxes, Mirage boxes, or he buys new stuff, times whatever, and I can stack my money and get $100 bills for each box, right? But understand, the parabolic growth just about never, ever goes with that kind of product. Now, I'm not saying Urza Saga didn't go up from the beginning, right? Urza's Legacy, Destiny, Mirage. But I wouldn't call that parabolic as in forever parabolic. I'm talking about historical parabolic, means something to the world. Alpha Black Lotus, Mickey Mantle, frickin' Spider-Man, whatever, it means something. It's historical. And that is something you should invest in. Think about that. Next videos are coming this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos about gameplay, old school Magic Singleton with Brian Weissman. Happy Friday, guys. I'm going to the beach. Aloha. Aloha, he, aloha, oh, la 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 la. Hey guys, it's me, Daniel with VintageMagic.com. I'm here to share with you more about our deck and set collector fulfillment service. The deck fulfillment service caters to the player. And what that basically means is if you are a player looking to fulfill your old school Magic deck, certain Power 9 or key pieces in your Vintage deck, or dual lands in your Legacy deck, we have the inventory and the resources to help you fulfill your needs. Next, we have the set collector fulfillment service. This really caters more towards the collector. Oftentimes I've been asked, hey Dan, can you help me find this specific graded card for this set? Or Dan, can you find me these 20 cards left in my beta set? It doesn't matter what you're looking for,
Even if it's like every single Sarah Angel possible out there, I can help you out. My resources and extensive network in Magic the Gathering, I was able to help thousands of clients all over the world fulfill their needs. I've made it my mission at vintagemagic.com to be your one-stop shop for all your collector needs. For any significant item or collection, we're able to travel anywhere in the world to meet you. The reason why my clients love this service is because it saves you time. What happens is collectors and players often search all over online or at vendors and they never find exactly what they're looking for. By going to us, we are the only one-stop shop who can help you with your needs. Using our service gets you exactly what you want and saves you time and money.
Vintage Magic. Game, collect, invest. For more information about our consulting and professional services, visit vintagemagic.com.